Another Eden's Yukino Alter. Here are my quick thoughts about her and if I would recommend pulling her. It's David Wowee. How you doing? Let's have a look at this new character. Yukino Alter is a water-based, magic-oriented bow user who specializes in supporting and empowering your team. She's an awakened water zone setter, so at her core, she's a water support unit. I've heard people using her in other elemental and attack teams, and Back even recommends her with a blunt team. First up, let's talk about Yukino Alter's core mechanic. When using her main skill, Weathering Patterns, Yukino Alter stacks buffs on her allies, and these stacks come in 3 flavors: Aggressor, Escort, and Reconnoiterer. Each one of these does something different, and they're tied to where your allies are positioned, so you need to think well about your team. Let's break it down. After activating the skill Weathering Patterns, Yukino Alter applies buffs to your team based on their positions. For the first unit on her right, she gives Aggressor stacks. These stacks boost their offense, making their attacks hit harder and letting them take on enemies more effectively. So make sure to put your main damage dealer to Yukino Alter's right. Now, for your healers, tanks, or support units, put them 2 slots to Yukino Alter's right. She'll give them Escort stacks to the same skill Weathering Patterns. Escort stacks give a huge HP boost and give that unit cover. And then there are the Reconnoiterer stacks, which are the oddest ones out of the lot. With these stacks, Yukino Alter will give the unit 3 slots to her right, a minus 30 MP consumption, and restore status buffs, plus an HP boost if you do her seasonal song. It's kind of a random one that you can apply to any character who eats up a lot of people, perhaps a character that gets targeted a lot like Kagurame, who may be susceptible to status effects. Yukino Alter isn't just about her stacks though, she's also got some tricks up her sleeve for dealing with enemies. Ivory Snow buffs your team's power and intelligence, and as a singer, you get 2 main choices of song. Seasonal Song is a delayed action that greatly boosts your whole team's offense and healing, while also reducing the damage they take. It doesn't interfere with other abilities that trigger at the start of the turn. Because it's a delayed action, it won't override preemptive moves. At the end of each turn during the song, each unit in your team gets a bump in HP that depends on which stacks they've got. A 50% HP bump for the unit with an Escort stack, a 30% HP bump for the unit with a Reconnoiterer stack, and 10% HP bump for the unit with the Aggressor stack. But the song of hers I prefer is Glacial Song, which grants barrier piece to your team, which is something super important for a lot of bosses. Should you Stellar Awaken Yukino Alter, Stellar skill Broken Ice hurls 3 waves of potent water magic at every enemy and inflicts pain even on targets that would normally resist it. At the same time, it wraps your entire team in a protective barrier to reduce incoming damage. If you activate this skill while on the Stellar Burst, it does something weird but oddly useful. Its power skyrockets, forcing enemies to become water elements and boosting the barrier, so it cuts water damage by 50% for 3 turns instead. What I would Stellar Awaken her for is her Battle Start skill, which lets her activate the Weathering Pattern skill right from the start at no cost, saving you a turn. So where does Yukino Alter really shine? Let's talk use cases. First off, she's a perfect fit for water-based teams. If you're running a squad that leans heavily on water damage, she'll slot right in, enhancing your synergy with her tactical surge buffs and making those water attacks even more devastating. But her utility goes beyond just elemental alignment. Because of her position-based buffs, she's ideal for teams that rely on specific roles, like having strong frontline DPS and a sturdy support character. She can also work well as water teams, and I've heard reports of people using her well with teams such as Magic teams. Now the big question is Yukino Alter worth pulling? Well, it depends on your needs. If you're looking for a niche support unit who can fill a specific role in your roster, she's definitely worth considering. With a Weathering Pattern skill and its Aggressor, Escort, and Reconnoiterer stacks, she might be fun for players who get off on coming up with well thought out strategies when fighting super bosses. If you enjoy experimenting with different formations, she'll give you plenty to play with, and as I just hinted, even if she's an awakened sacred water stance setter, she can work with non-water teams. But here's the thing, if you already have a stacked support roster with units that cover similar ground, like strong buffers, debuffers, or water synergy characters, her impact might be less noticeable. She's not a must-have for every player, especially if her specific abilities don't align with your current team needs. If you're building a water team and you already have water supports and tanks like Mazrika and even Dunareth Alter, then you don't really need her. But for those who need a flexible water support unit with a unique twist, Yukino Alter might be a solid choice. Plus, if you're into lore and just like her character in general, why not, man? Don't forget to like and sub if you enjoy this in any way, and for extra perks and benefits and to support this growing channel, become a super member and check out my latest videos. You're gonna love them.